Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to the third hour of Once Upon a Game, episode 18, where we're taking another shot at Downfall by Carolyn Hobbs. We are playing a game about a society that just is obsessed with being perfect and the best. And it's being reflected so in this ring world that's sort of like this empire, religion, military complex that sort of just goes around from planet to planet, just kind of extracting everything of value from it and leaving everything that's just garbage. We were following along through the lens of the hero, who is a sort of like compassionate priest, nicknamed priest, who is currently working in the upper echelons of the government in sort of like the theocratic department, and up in what's called Heaven, which is the district for the elite. And also on the side kind of runs a little bit of a clinic for the sick and destitute instead of leaving them to die, like our empire wants. He actually is sort of like charitable with his time and things like that for what it's worth. And we just finished our first rounds of play, and now we're getting ready just to start rotating and creating more scenes. So since we just came back from break, Sosi, would you mind reminding us what just happened, or what's going to happen for this pillar? Like, what was our corruption part for this second round?
We're talking about because in
The fashion,
everyone
yeah.
fashion everyone dresses the same, and they were starting to do little unique things, but it was building up as a whole.
Mm-hmm. Cool. I like the idea that our hero is behind this. I think I might play that up. I
Alright.
think, or at least has something to say about it. So I think,
Perhaps the
yep.
the scene then is an argument. Maybe on as he continues his journey back to home, there's an argument outside between some people who disagree that you shouldn't. What's the point in having these little personal effects, and some people who are wearing personal
Oh yeah,
effects, and perhaps
no,
that's the
yeah, I got it. No, I'm definitely gonna play that up. Only it's a mother and daughter fighting, and the daughter's wearing one. So like that sort of dynamics going on. So I think I'm gonna need one of you to play the mother and one of someone else to play the daughter. And so the daughter was caught wearing what brandishing some sort of like brooch or like a pin of some kind, and the mom's having none of it and thinking it's totally disrespectful, right? It's like the
So,
the old like teenage daughter running out wearing a
yeah.
spaghetti strap shirt, right? Like that
so I
kind of
think the
cliche.
mother would be the fallen in that situation.
Um, I don't think that that's as important as the fallen just being able to, as a
Okay,
player, as a role,
tell
being able to
there's
say that there's a
consequences.
consequence exactly
Okay,
for this.
all right. Regardless, I'll be the mom.
You would be the mom. I say that with utmost respect and admiration for you, Lincoln. You'd make an amazing mom.
So I think she's taken off the effect, but is holding it like behind her, as so that the parent can't reach it.
Oh, okay.
She doesn't. She's like, no, it's mine. You can't like. These are my things,
Sure.
and is,
Um,
is shouting.
Yeah, and mom is like shouting at it. It's like, well, you're living in my house, so you get to wear what I say. When you're 20 and you had your kid, then you get to decide what you wear.
And I think she uses perhaps a neighbor or something as an example, and she's like, oh, but David, was wearing one, and he's my
His
age, so
parents let him wear a pin.
his parents live where a kid, like totally.
I think the priest comes by and is like, "Excuse me, are you guys okay?"
So, no, I'm not okay. My daughter is gonna get arrested, and that's gonna reflect really poorly on me.
Arrested? I know little Jessica. She would stay every Sunday to help teach the the 3-year-olds extra religious education. Uh, sh- what what's going on, Jessica? Are you okay?
I think she holds the pin out for the priest to see.
Yeah.
And says, I just wanted to wear this. It's like, I don't know. Everyone else is doing it. It's cool, perhaps. And it's like, and she won't let me and tried to take it from me. And is clearly
May,
upset about the situation.
may I see that pin, Jessica?
She hands it to you.
Yeah. I look it over. What's on the pin? Is it what does it look like? Anybody?
I think it's like have you ever seen a
Is it
color
steel?
grade? Mm.
Is it made of steel?
Yes. I think it's steel, but it's been painted, and a color grading where it
Yeah.
fades into from one color into another. It's
Yeah.
just that in a circle, so it goes like red into blue into yellow into like
Oh.
just fades
Oh,
between
and
the colors.
then violet and red touch at the end
Yeah.
Totally.
and starts over again.
A little circle.
And mom is like, "Look at this garbage."
Yeah, and I look at it. I'm like, this is a really old symbol. Back before our Great Awakening and before we took travel to space, some said that the Alpha was both the Alpha and the Omega. I know it sounds weird now, right? And it was a symbol that and everything was one and everything was connected. So in a way, this little trinket here is actually a symbol of God. And looks at the parent and trying to basically persuade, being like, in a way, you can make a religious case for this. And it's very weak, right? It's incredibly weak, but he's trying to give the daughter some
And the
protection
daughter
here.
being the daughter gets the smuggest look.
Yeah.
She puts on the biggest smirk and looks at him and goes, "No, like told you so."
Yeah. God says it's okay. You're just
Yeah.
my mom. All right. So the mother, being really angry with Jessica, was like, I don't think Jessica is that, is not super young, right? She's I don't know, 13 or something.
Yeah,
like that?
no, I think a little older, 16 or 18,
16?
teenager.
Even better.
Yeah.
The mother says, "Well, then you can go live with your priest and go worship God together," and then slams the door in your face. So you're saddled with a teenage girl.
Awesome.
I think she shouts and bangs on the door a bit, like, "Hey, you can't. That's not fair. You can't do that."
That's illegal. Whoa. The priest. I think priest kind of looks at him and is and kind of wipes his forehead like that and goes I was only trying to help. Realize that he may have made it worse.
Oh God.
I think she
Or
you handed it back to him, right?
Yeah, I did.
I think she just she almost gives up in a way, and just says "Oh, it's never nothing ever goes right for me." Throws it across the street and then runs off, just to somewhere, just down the street, just storms off.
Away from me. Yeah, too.
Yeah.
Totally.
Just
a
angry,
teenage rebellion.
Yeah, angry at the world, kind of. Just
Absolutely. Feeling it.
Throws the trinket and then just
awesome.
storms off.
That's scene. For sure. That's awesome.
Damn.
So my efforts to help her, I just ruined a family.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Feels good, man.
Feels good, man.
All right.
All right. So the next scene, I think we'll do a little bit later at home, and there's a loud banging on the door of priest, in the place where he lives. Not sure if you have an idea of what that looks like. If it's
it's a middle class apartment. or like upper middle class
Nice.
apartment. Yeah, like he doesn't live in the Heaven District. He must like commute in, but
Mhm.
yeah, like he
But
doesn't
it's
live
important enough to live near it. Only on
exactly.
the outskirts of the outskirts of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Just past the security
Yeah.
checkpoint.
So there's like banging on the door. Uh,
Yeah, yeah, just a minute. And he puts on his robe, like hastily puts on his robes, and answers the door. Can I help you? Who is it?
so it's Spike.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so then I wouldn't say who is it. Then I would be like, oh, Spike.
Oh, I mean, maybe you would, cause she's like in uniform and has like her
Oh.
helm on. She's like waiting at the door and stuff. So takes it off, shakes out her hair or whatever. It's like, hey, what a day, huh?
And
You see these kids nowadays with their stupid pins all over the place.
yeah,
You know that's not regulation.
yeah. I saw one of I saw a pin that was cast aside. It actually it was a religious pin.
Religious pin. I thought they discontinued those like 500 years ago.
Yeah, before the Ascension. That's what I thought too. But here it is, made of steel, with the spectrum on it.
Let
With
me
the
see that.
gradient. It's called the gradient. No, I don't have it. I just um. Oh fuck it, I
Right.
have one. Yeah, I
I
give it to
mean,
you.
if you want. It
Yeah,
doesn't
no,
work.
I give you one.
Okay.
Look.
Where'd you get it?
Like I said, I found it. I found it on the street. Some kid just threw it away and ran off.
Someone threw this at you? Likely story priest.
Uh, and he gives his lover a wry smile. It's like, I was trying to help her. She was having a fight with her mom. She's a good kid, and I guess I made it worse.
It sounds like you. But what do you mean made it worse?
Uh, well, I keep trying to do well, and doing what the book tells me to. But I mean, with the Emperor and my what do you call it, without suspension, I've been kind of touring around and see what's going around here, and there was a family in an argument on the street, and I stopped to see what was going on. I mean, it wasn't violent or anything like that. It's just a mom and her daughter, and I thought I could do some good here, and I just made it worse. Her mom basically closed the door on her kid. I hope she's all right. I haven't seen her or heard from her or anything in gosh, a few hours now.
Wait, you left her? Out in the streets?
No,
What kind of priest are you?
she ran away. I she's a kid. What am I to do? I kept going the other way, and I actually found the ring. Which,
Well,
as
you
you
can
see now,
help her. You help everyone. Why didn't you help her?
God, it's complicated. He looks down. Come inside, Spike.
Yeah, and she's like was already like kind of unstrapping like
Mhm.
armor and stuff like that.
So are there other pins there, or are all the pins religious, Spike? Like I said, this is the only one I've seen.
I don't know what the fuck they're supposed to be. I bet it's because the Emperor is sick and now everyone just thinks they can do whatever the fuck they want just because there's no rules.
Yeah. I sure hope he gets all right. I can't imagine what it would be like without an emperor. The time before the election is always a tumultuous one for us. And since we just arrived on this planet, everything just seems to be at the worst possible time. But enough about that. I'm sorry. Here, are you thirsty? Can I offer you some tea, some water?
She's like, I think we need to go find this kid.
Oh, you think so? Well, I mean, she's. I know she's Jessica, and I know she's very smart. But okay, if you insist. Very well. Let's and he starts putting on his shoes or something like that. Then
Hmm.
and then like we move over to finding Jessica or like hunting her down.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know if I want to continue the scene
Oh. Okay. No, we don't have to.
or if I want to put consequences.
I'm fine
I
with it.
think we can. I think we can end the scene.
Totally. Okay.
And the consequences will be that, like, you actually have to take care of Jessica.
Oh yeah. Okay. So Jessica is my ward now. Awesome. Digging it. Okay. So that I think that was the fall. That was your scene, right, Paul?
Yeah.
All right. Now we rotate. Once again. So the pillar now becomes Paul. I become the fallen, and now Soze's the hero. So, Paul, what is going on? Describe for us the corruption.
The corruption. So. All right. So. The Emperor dies. And the Supreme Commander is
Of course.
elected to be the new Emperor. But maybe he's like not like inaugurated or some shit yet.
Does he have to give up being Supreme Commander?
Yes. So ambition in the military is like through the roof, right? Like
yeah.
if they can find anything to prove that they're doing a good job, then they're gonna do it. Like if you leave your shoelaces untied, like some people would get arrested for that shit. Because they were like a danger to society.
Oh, so it's like a crackdown.
Pretty much, but like it's not really a crackdown. It's just that like if I have the highest number of arrests, then that's gonna look really good for this promotion that's gonna be up.
Yeah, it's like a quota kind of system thing, and you want to get the highest numbers. Totally. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. So, so our world's getting worse with the death of the Emperor. Priest, what's going on? Describe our first scene.
I'm the hero now, aren't I? Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
And we have Jessica, the ward,
I
play
think
with as well.
there's perhaps a smaller church outside of the Heaven District, but I think the priest is meeting with the local priest, and they're perhaps having a session. But the thing you notice is a lot of the members of the crowd, including Jessica, are wearing these pins again.
Mm-hmm.
Along with the death of the Emperor, so things are starting to get unstable. It's almost like people are actively rebelling against. Like it's not just one or two people, and there's quite a lot of people. Like the other priest himself is actively wearing this pin.
Oh.
Damn.
I think it's I'm not sure where to go from there.
Okay.
It's something out of this church.
What if Okay. What if you come across a scene where Jessica is going to get in trouble, or your fellow priests are going to get that priest friend is going to get in trouble for wearing that pin, and you see guards getting ready to like close in on both of them, and you only have time to intervene on one. So which one do you help?
Ooh.
Or either or you know.
And so like door is getting like kicked in.
Yeah, and it's like
Like
this
like
case
this
of like
whole
slip out the back.
contingent of guys
Yeah, that's like a raid.
just all
Yeah.
cracking. It's a raid in the church, like
Yeah.
super surreal.
I think there's like perhaps maybe a maintenance hatch on like the organ, and I think he like opens it and like pulls Jessica into it, like just quickly like hurries into it.
Oh,
So like
nice.
you can get access to all the tubes and things around back. So I think
Awesome.
they quickly like scuttle down there and like you know.
Awesome. Love it. Yeah, totally.
I was about to make a really bad joke. It could have been quite offensive. I'm not gonna.
So yeah, so then we hide Jessica.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so like the Raiders. Okay, then the consequences that the Raiders come in and basically take into custody your priest friend.
Yeah.
I mean, that very well could be seen. If
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So then it's gonna be my scene. Um. Ooh. I like the idea. Let's have a scene between Spike and Priest. Like on like the roof of their apartment or something like that, like the roof deck or whatever.
Mm.
And like they're like, it's sort of like maybe a couple days after or something like that. It's still sort of like mayhem around, but it's very like it's a very quiet, serene night, and Spike's off duty.
Mm.
Is anyone else there?
No, I think it's gonna be like an intimate thing, kind of between Spike and Priest, sort of like their relationship.
Okay.
All right. Jessica isn't. Jessica might be asleep or something like that, or something around.
Okay.
Alright.
I think Spike might be like holding a glass of wine or something across out of the like over the banister. Like her arms forward, like putting her weight closer, and looks to you and says, I'm leading the arrest quota. I'm at this rate I'll make Supreme Commander before I'm 30. How does the priest feel about it? That like his love still like only
I
cares
think
about ambition,
he's-
right?
He's conflicted because he wants to stand up and say something and be like, is that really the right thing though? Is it?
She looks at you
Yeah.
confusing, like the right thing. I've dreamed of being Supreme Commander since 2. I would hold blocks like guns. I learned how to march before I learned how to walk. I would love to be Supreme Commander. It's my dream more than anything, Priest.
But don't you ever think about the other people's hopes and dreams that you shut down in your path to achieve your goal? Right.
She looks at you like dumbfoundedly and it's like, no. Of course not. No. That would make doubt, and in order to become a Supreme Commander, you must have clarity of mind and vision. You must have a drive that has no brakes. That all of that sort of nicety, that only slows us down. That is something for. She looks at you and looks at kind of like almost talking down to you, like that is stuff left for the religious folk to deal with. And she looks at you and it's like, maybe that's why our relationship works so well, is that you currently have a little bit of status, but I'm going to ultimately be the one who has the upper hand, right? And she looks at you like as like an open-ended question, like, what if, in a way, she's kind of framing a question like, I feel like I've been progressing my career a lot, right? Like, what have you been doing, right? Like she's saying it like in that like sort of like subtext.
No,
Like
totally.
she's beginning to doubt like we can be together.
I think he sits there and while he's thinking about the answer, he fumbles with one of those like medallions in his pocket.
Mm-hmm.
And he's contemplating like a response.
What? You don't have anything?
Yeah, I don't.
Is
I
that
don't
is
think
that
he
the
does.
mark of your pro? No, I mean that's his in character. Like, no, no witty remark. You're losing your edge, priest. Remember our first date? Remember when we went to that DiMaggio's and that candlelit dinner? Man, we verbally sparred like judo masters of words. It was beautiful. Where's that fire? I feel like you've grown soft on me. I feel like this past couple of weeks, ever since that weird thing with the emperor, and now you have this child living in your apartment too. Like, what are you doing? Like, I know I said to help the kid, but I don't mean take her in as your own. If her parents won't have her, like give it to me. I can just throw her into the system and be an alley-oop. I'll even give you a little bit of credit there. Maybe that would help your suspension. Like, I was waiting for you to offer that. Like, what? I feel like you're not doing enough for me. Hello? Like, and like after like the pause, like,
I think
priest?
he sighs really deeply, like puts his hand on his head, sort of mumbles like, I don't even know anymore, and he's got like self-doubt. He doesn't even know what he's supposed to be doing anymore.
And I think at that moment, I think Spike's like, you know what? No, I think he said enough. I think I'm gonna go find my lawyer. I think we're gonna tear up this contract. Our mutual business, I believe, is over, priest. Enjoy free falling through the status realms. I'll see you from the top. And she just like leaves.
Yeah, totally.
So the consequence is that you guys are no longer together.
Damn.
Yeah. Real talk.
Saw that.
So, now we rotate again, right? And I become the pillar. We're back to where we started.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, normally, it is 11:30. Normally, you go around twice, but since we are kind of running a little bit short on time, do you think this should be the last round?
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
So
I
we're
think we
gonna
should try and
Yeah.
do some time skips. Maybe just
Yeah, a little bit.
bit of storytelling to it.
Yeah. So we're gonna ramp some stuff up. So I think Spike becomes like the competition first. So the emperor's dead and gone. I think the new emperor is almost all but established, and is sort of like quelling the insurrection of the Pin people. But the supreme military commander thing is still open, and Spike is jockeying for it.
I think, as just a little thought piece, I think as they're quelling the Pin people, I think if nobody puts a claim to be a relative of, because I imagine they probably would have just shot a lot of people.
Yeah.
There's almost like blowing in the wind outside the police headquarters, just these little receipts. There's almost like a small collection of them, just
it's like tumbleweeds, like a tumbleweed of
just
receipts.
breezing around where they just throw them out the door because no one's claimed them.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? It's just like you just see like names as they flutter past. It's lost in forgotten.
We see Jessica as a we see Jessica at sort of like so the Supreme Commander, Spike's fighting for it, and the Pin people are losing this sort of like upstart, and we see Jessica who's a little bit older and looks much more mature, reaches out to Priest and is talking about how I think I discovered the secret to overthrow the government once and for all, and I think that would be sort of the corruption. Is that I think she has figured out a way in her mind the perfect solution to the current status quo. And
Alright.
it's probably not a good plan. I'll leave it at that. Like, I have a thought, but it would be cool to see what other people think. So, that is the corruption. So the government thing is getting more I guess military and is getting worse, and government's getting worse.
Yeah. So I'm the hero, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So her solution is arming the rest of the people with guns, so the military doesn't only have the power.
Oh. Okay. Um.
So, God, alright. So the hero in this scene is trying to, actually give me, like, 2 seconds.
Okay. I had an idea. I think the group for the rebellion would be called. I like the idea of it, since we didn't really use it that much. They're called the family.
All right.
Yeah, that might be good.
Right,
So
really sorry.
what? I have a slight suggestion. If you want to hear it, Paul.
Good idea.
What if the group that is sort of that Jessica is a part of, what if it's called like the family or something like that, and it's sort of like the cabal of like the anybody, like just like the riffraff.
Yeah. Alright. So the family, is they're gonna raid like a depot where they keep guns and ammo, stuff like that.
Okay.
And Priest is going with them. Like he's feeling like compelled to help the downtrodden, but like he's kind of trying to rein them in.
Okay.
Like it's okay if they have power and equal it out, but he doesn't want everyone to shoot everyone. Like if they could avoid that, that would be nice.
Yeah, I can imagine. Okay.
And you know, make sure they don't fall to fanaticism, pretty much.
Yeah. Trying to just be a shepherd.
Yes.
Totally.
So the scene is Jessica and like you know some other guys. So if people want to jump in, go for it.
Yeah, I'll play Jessica.
But like they break a lock.
Yeah, so like Jessica like has a crowbar or something like that, and like pries open the lock, and it's like, all right, we're good, let's get in.
And everyone files in, and the hero is
Come on, family.
looking out in the back.
I think
Like,
Is there a consequence to breaking in?
the twist here is that Jessica ushers everyone inside. It's dark interior, and she goes in last, and the lights flicker on, and there's just armed soldiers everywhere, and Jessica just closes the door behind everyone and walks away.
So it's just Jessica and the priest left outside?
Yeah, like she's like ushered everyone in, but really she was in on it. She's
She was
trying
betraying them the whole time?
Yeah, because she's actually trying to climb this military ladder, and she thinks the best way to do that would be to
Oh my
flip
god.
it on its head.
holy fuck.
Yeah, so she's like,
Oh, I didn't see that coming.
No.
Oh, awesome.
so you can hear like muffled shouting inside, and maybe a few rounds go off or something.
Yeah.
And it's just her and the priest outside. And
Yeah.
she's like maybe trying one last time to convince him that you
I think
can't change the way things are.
Yeah. I think Spectra says, or excuse me, Jessica Yeah, we never even got to Spectra, but who cares?
we haven't even done it.
Jessica's been even better. I think that happens. So I think Jessica mentions like so. Spike has been teaching me a lot while you've been off helping the poor.
Like, Jessica, are you insane? All the things that you stand for.
Insane. I've never been more clear in my thoughts, and she kind of like repeats what Spike said up there, up on the balcony. Like I've never been so clear in vision and ambition before in my life. Like I know what I need to do. Like, and I think she looks at the priest, and it's like, you know, I'm sorry. You know what I've never got to do, like, or never got to say to you. And
And he's like, Priest is kind of like dumbfounded. Like,
thank
there's
you.
no way she did that.
All I have to say is thank you. You're the one who interfered with me and my mom about that pin and kickstarted all of this. You know, like you started the push for me to finally see the light. That like it was a windy path, but it was you. So thank you.
I think that's it there.
No, actually, I had one more. I had one more thing if you wanted.
Alright, sure.
It's like, now I could. Now there are other guards nearby too, but so I could arrest you as well, priest. But I don't want to take someone of the faith here, especially someone who could actually give me some inside knowledge about how to take down and take Spike's spot at the Supreme Commander.
Why would I help you?
Why? Because you've seen Spike. Spike's a monster. I could do so much better. Like, completely blind to that she's just as wicked.
Yeah, like, I've seen you.
Like, she doesn't know how to control her power, her ambition. See, I have the wisdom. Sure, I'm not dumb. I know this was bad, but it's for a better future, right? It's the ends justify the means, right? And like I see that, and I know how to make those decisions. I can make those decisions way better than Spike. That's why you should help me.
Priest like straightens his clothes and declares, "Jessica, you are twisted and imperfect."
Nice.
Turns his heels.
All right. Very well, then I think you're under arrest, and they get arrested.
Yeah,
No.
definitely. Definitely.
Cool. That was the fallen scene, right?
No, that was.
Oh, that was just one
that
scene.
was the
Yeah.
arrest.
Yeah. I just put a massive twist on it because I had a spur of the moment thought, and
Yeah.
That was a fucking fantastic thought, man.
I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
Been living a lie. 'Cause
Awesome.
he's not supposed to win, is he? He's supposed to,
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
think he's
Yeah.
making a
It's more
difference.
1984.
Yeah, 1984, definitely.
Okay. So what happens? So it's the fallen's turn to make a scene.
I think he's on trial. I think, and I think the place they do the trial is almost like on an outcropping ledge of because it's orbiting a planet, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you have this like breathtaking view from the sides of just
Of the
like
planet.
like
Yeah.
several 100-kilometer drop to the surface, like
Yeah. Totally.
you know what I mean, an unfathomably large distance, and I think they're going over like the things that he's done, and like I think Jessica is it Jessica? Fuck her name.
Yeah, Jessica.
Yeah,
That's
I think
the
she's
kid.
giving her account of like the things he's done, the things he's said, and like the movements he's supported, and I think maybe Spike's there as well backing it up.
Mm-hmm.
They've had enough of his shit, and I think they're getting ready to throw him off. I think that's the conclusion they want to do. They want to sentence him to, Want to print that receipt.
Ooh.
I think that's what they want to do.
So do they judge him? They judge him guilty?
I would think so.
Okay.
So he's-
So then, priest, how do you feel about?
All right. I mean, he's not very happy with it, but he just gets the paper, right? Where they don't support him anymore, or do they like actually chuck him off?
Well, this is sort of the end of the game. This is the last scene of the game. So it could
Is it just
that
getting
could
chucked
just
off
that
then?
could I mean that could just very well be the scene, and then we do like an epilogue or something like that
yeah.
of the collapse.
I think
I think it's a good. I think it's a good end.
Okay.
He just gets.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree
This
too.
is
I think-
Omega.
Jessica walks up
Off.
to the so
Oh,
the judge per se, the person who
Spike.
pulls the
Oh, real quick. Spike Maw in chat mentions that the ancient Athenians used to throw condemned people off the cliffs of the Acropolis or the Areopagus. I hope I said that right. Areopagus. I don't know. My Greek is horrible. But
I
like,
think-
yeah, it's definitely
Yeah.
definitely that sort of thing.
yeah. I think Jessica walks up to the judge, and like he'd like guilty, and then like the little receipt comes out, and she like
Yeah.
tears it off, walks back over to him, like takes one of his little pins, and then pins it to his chest with it, and then I think we end with it as like a dramatic shot of him just falling. I don't know
Yeah.
if you want to add something before then. But
No, but I didn't even think of using the pin to pin the receipt to him, because that's
Yeah.
fucking awesome. What the hell, man? What, you said that you were going to be horrible at this, and you just came at this. What the hell?
I don't know. I've
That's
never done it
cheating.
before.
You just swindled me here with some amazing. Oh my god. I mean,
Maybe
I don't really
if
have
you wanna
anything
get-
to add to that. That was fucking beautiful.
If you want to get deep with it, maybe it follows him away, and as it pans through the cloud layer, you can just see a pile of other people, just to be a bit like, oh,
No,
They don't-
it
they do
goes
this by,
into
like-
no, it basically just like bleeds into the credits.
Yeah.
It looks kind of like a Madman intro, only it's like the exit where the credits are going. Oh my god, like, wow.
yeah.
So it's 11:46 now. So how about we spend the rest of the time doing a little post-mortem about the game, about like, kind of what we liked, what we didn't like, that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
So thoughts, anybody? Before I have a few things to say, but I want to hear what you guys think.
It played out a lot different than what I thought was gonna happen.
Yeah,
I thought we were gonna like this, and like I just went through the PDF like real quick all the
Mhm.
time. Like that
Yeah.
was it, what I did for prep, right? But
I mean,
thought
I'm
we
pretty
were
sure
gonna
Sosi
set
got
up, like,
the PDF like 2 minutes before. So
yeah. So like we set up the
Yeah, I
society,
did.
but like we set it up in a structure where like it can only go wrong, and I really didn't expect that all that much.
yeah,
And then we focus on really the downfall of just the one person, who is like maybe like
Well,
morality of the whole society.
it's
but
not.
It's just,
It's not that it's the downfall of one person. It's that we see the downfall through the lens of one person.
yeah, and I guess maybe I just expected it to see like the entire thing crumble.
Oh,
and
yeah,
not
that totally
so much
happens.
The lens, like the lens would be like
Yeah.
the larger screen.
So
But
yeah, I had the opportunity to play this game with the creator, and her husband was talking about it a little bit, and it's rare, but it definitely happens that the haven stays intact. It's not literally burnt, like destroyed or burnt to the ground or anything like that.
No, because it was completely the government was reshuffled completely.
Yeah, the government is basically far more militaristic now, I think,
Yeah.
or at least
I
yeah.
I put the song that I hear as the credits. It was
Yeah.
going through my head.
Well,
in the-
I have to record this to YouTube, so I have to check it out at the end.
Right.
But yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
and I thought it was strange that you had to define a fountain and a pillar, but then they didn't have to always be there.
Yeah, it depends on the scene of what's
Yeah.
actually going on and who's there. But
They were just kind of weird. Like, it's cool that you have like an embodiment of them,
yeah,
but I thought it was weird that
Ultimately,
you make
yeah.
up one, but then it says like it's one of many. Like why wouldn't you make a new Fallen?
Yeah. I think ultimately it's supposed to be because they're supposed to symbolically repeat. So a big thing I think about Downfall and what it tries to do really really well, or it tries to do well. Not saying that it does per se is that reincorporation of elements is a big thing about the game, which is exactly why everything has a sort of physical or a symbolic like representative in the game. Like our traditions have symbols, like the receipts, the primitive ideals, you know, the elite heaven district. You know, like there are things that exist that are corporeal in our world, just how these people are, and they represent ideas as well. And so you keep like going back to like twist those things over each round, and that's how we feel connected and how we feel progress. At least to me, that's what it feels like. It's like the game focuses around keeping, like, how can you keep tying everything back in as things keep spiraling out of control, like how they change. So that's why I think the Fallen isn't, so like you don't have to always have the same Fallen. The Fallen and Pillar can die or like get moved away. The hero can't until the very end.
Yeah.
So for that,
Yeah.
I think the rules do allow for that sort of action. But yeah, I think the game definitely
that's
tries to
just-
push you these directions because like you already spent time working on them, investing in them, and so like you know it's if you tried to be
Yeah,
too
but then, like,
creative and too outside the
We
box,
didn't
right?
give a shit about
Spectra.
our Pillar, like
Yeah.
at all. It came
Yeah.
up 0 times.
Yeah, well, so did the family part, the individuals and families. It
Yeah.
turns out that we told us, I mean, in my opinion, we told a pretty amazing story with less than what the game needed, like provided us, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, sure.
I think it's like, here are plot devices. Here's
Yeah.
a variety of plot devices that you can then choose from, and depending on which one you picked, you might not even use some of them.
Exactly.
And I think that's
Yeah, no,
yeah.
and that's good, right? Like it builds a world with like a lot of hooks that you
Exactly. That's exactly why we
that
spent
you
like
can play
2
along.
hours on it.
And that is good. And maybe
Yeah.
like that whole pillar thing is just a personal thing where, like maybe I
Yeah.
need to get better, quote unquote, at the game, so I can incorporate the pillar more and the fallen more.
Yeah. No. Well, absolutely. This game is definitely one with you will get better and faster, faster at it the more you play.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think we spent a lot of time during setup. Yeah. So Zircon.
Did we? Like, did we
what?
spend a lot of time for setup?
It's about
Yeah.
an hour. Yeah.
We
About an hour just setting
we
the
spent
world.
an hour and a half setup.
Mm.
But
'cause then
that's
we-
not long.
Yeah, that's long.
Are you supposed to do it quicker? Like I have no
I
idea.
did it. When I played this game, I think my episode 15. I think I did everything with characters within an hour.
Damn.
Mm.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
It's like-
but I think that's not saying that's like bad or anything like that.
Oh no.
It's more of just a downfall of a game that's being streamed late at night when there's a limited time to play.
Do you mean early in the morning?
Yeah, or early in the morning.
Hashtag it's now 8 o'clock. I'd be leaving for
Oh.
college about now.
I think Jessica kind of filled the role of the pillar a little bit,
Yeah.
which isn't bad.
Kinda. She was like a second fallen.
Well, at the end, yeah.
Yeah, because I just threw the whole thing on its head to like add a big twist to the story.
Yeah, that was a great twist.
I didn't want the hero to win.
It was great.
I mean, if the session had been longer, we could have had like lots of little events in between where like,
Yeah.
you know, he has more bonding experiences and things. And,
Something this round of this game didn't do that happened in other games was flashbacks and flash forwards. Like I know we jumped ahead at the end here, but we didn't do any flashbacks, which was interesting because I know you also don't have to have scenes where there's other people in them in the first place. You can have scenes that are just like introspective little like like vignettes or whatever.
Yeah.
I think once again, if we had a little bit more time and we could have changed the pacing of this game, right? We also
And it's also
well, we
maybe
also this game was
getting
shorter.
better.
Like technically we didn't play this game as written. Again, so sorry, Caroline, if you're watching or watching the VOD. I know we didn't play it as written because normally you're supposed to have 2 full playthroughs of all the people before you do the collapse as well. So we also, due to the nature of time.
But I mean,
had
like
to.
I haven't played it before. I don't know if
Yeah.
Paul have played it before. So it was learning the system
Also,
was a
yeah.
part of it,
Hey, LZT, by the way.
getting a feel for it.
Yeah. So let me ask you this actually, Soze. This was your first story game.
Yeah, no, I haven't played a game much before.
Yeah, I know you never played Downfall, but like, you never played like Fiasco or Microscope or anything either, right?
No. I played Dark Heresy, Dungeons and Dragons, Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
I played the Stars at Number game once.
Yeah. So like, what do you think of games like this after playing it? Like,
No, they're decent. They're decent.
yeah, they're
it's
just
not-
they're different, right?
Yeah, it's a different style of play.
It's more like being like a GM as well as a player sometimes, right?
It's a lot of narrative. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's a
it
bit
is. They're
experience.
called story games, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay. No, because I'm just wondering then, would you be interested like later on playing something different, right? Or like another game of Downfall or something completely like this
Yeah,
style
I mean,
of game?
I'd give it a go, definitely.
Yeah. Okay. Cool,
Like,
man.
when I'll be up at this time again, but
Yeah, that's totally understandable. But just in general, because I'm always interested in hearing people's thoughts and like honest like feedback about story games who've never played them before, because it's part of one of the major reasons why I'm doing this show is to kind of show that there's these awesome games out here that aren't just like D&D or like required to make a character. Because I know you were freaking out when I asked you if you wanted to play tonight, and you're like, I don't know the rules. How do I make a character? What do I have to do?
yeah.
And I was like, no, just don't worry, just literally just show up.
Yeah.
Um,
I just
do you think that's right? Well, do you have any, knowing what you know now after you just played Downfall, would you have any tips to people who are like new to who would be interested in playing a story game coming from your background?
just go for it?
Yeah.
Just read through the PDF as you go. Like, I would definitely say learn the rules as you play it, and
Yeah.
just kind of just have a go at it. Just do it.
Yep. Yeah.
'Cause-
Be fearless.
I don't know. Yeah, I haven't played a game like this before, and I'm sitting there like, oh, am I gonna enjoy it? I'm really good at it. So even
Yeah,
if you're like,
you were doubting yourself so much, like, oh man, I'm gonna freaking suck at this. I've never done it before, and then all of a sudden you like introduce the twist of the century. So like, yeah. Leafington, thoughts, opinions. What do you think of Downfall?
I like this game a lot, and I think I could definitely like get better at it. I had the same thing with like Fall of Magic, where I wasn't sure how much it involved other people. I think was the biggest thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you
it's
want to make scenes for yourself or for other people, and how many other people?
that comes in from, it's very subjective, right?
Yeah.
It comes with play, and it kind of depends on what you want to focus on, right?
Mhm.
Um,
So I had that. I think I had mostly my negative experience with this game was just me being new at it,
yeah.
and not really knowing how it would play out.
Yeah.
But it's a great game.
So,
I like it.
yeah. And as you can see, like, this was just one thing we came up with from Perfectionism and Gravity, Empire, and Steel. Like, could you imagine all the various, like, different kinds of games and stories you could tell?
Oh yeah, and the
Yeah.
replay.
I also, while we were doing the creation phase, I was looking at it and thinking, yeah, I'm just reading chat. He says you're insane for being up until 8 a.m. This is true. I was looking at the creation phase. I was thinking it could be really, if you are thinking of hosting a standard, I guess, RPG. It could be really good for creating worlds and things, because that is like it's not too in depth, but it does give you the key elements.
Exactly. It gives you enough
And
that you can start
yeah.
building off of. Right? It gives you
And I think-
just what you need to be, like, the kindling.
And then, like, especially if you can sit down with a few friends or something and then just discuss and like we did for a while, just create this world
Yeah, right? Yeah. Like, you could...
before you run your campaign. or
Yeah,
whatever.
you could easily just, like, use Downfall's creation mechanics, like, together, and just a map.
Yeah.
Like, create a map together, and just start, like,
That'd be
filling that
pretty
shit
neat.
in.
Like,
Yeah.
I have to do that at some point. I may have to.
Yeah, man. It's
like
story
And-
games
and-
make amazing creation games. You should definitely check out Microscope if that's what you're into. I know I try to peddle Microscope to everybody, but definitely Microscope is a history building game. It is made to
Alright.
build a history. I think you would love it.
I mean,
Well,
yeah, I'll
I
give it a
think
go
what
sometime.
this one does specifically is not build utopias, which are really great for like D&D style games where there's always bad shit going on and you need to get the artifact of
Yeah.
bloody boobies,
But I think it would be quite
to
interesting.
do the thing and get everything right.
Yeah.
So
So Tice mentions I thought of making a downfall game where the basis in the basis is the downfall of a world. Oh, the basis of the game is the downfall of the world, and in return creating a new world. Oh, so like it's a reverse. Yeah. Actually, I want to talk about that some more actually because I had a similar idea. So downfall gives you this list of adjectives, and most of them are bad for flaws. But the back of the book gives you some guidance about playing with other types of flaws, particularly good ones. And so you could have things like liberty, faith, love. You could do actually positive traits, and you could actually watch the downfall of something good into something bad, like the fall of an empire. So
'cause it
I'm
wasn't
so
really
glad you
about-
brought that up, Tice, because I actually want to do that really bad. That's definitely on
was-
my list, but it's not
it
for
wasn't
beginner
really about
players.
the-
It's really
it
hard,
wasn't really
and
about
that's
the
coming
flaw,
from
right?
yeah.
Because you have to bring in the corruption when you set it up with the villain.
Exactly. So, like, how do you describe something that's really good, like too much of a good thing, right? Like, it's actually really difficult. And that's coming from not me, like, because I've never done it. That's actually those are the words told to me by Ben Robbins, who created Microscope, who did that and did Trust, with some like veteran story players, being like, it was hard. So like. It's hard. It's definitely hard, but he also said it was one of the most like rewarding experiences and stuff. Like it was a super fun game to finally get through it. So I think I totally come up where you're coming from. That yeah. One of the things I wanted to try, and I was actually talking to some people in my Discord chat about it. I was actually looking about doing sort of like how small can Downfall get? Like what if your haven is just like a family, right?
Mhm.
Like and like you're like a cabin. Or something like, or what if your haven is like the spaceship, and you're like the 6 people in the spaceship going somewhere, or like even more abstractly, what if your haven is sort of like internet community, like as meta as it is? What if it's Adam's Math Squad? What if that's the haven, right? And it's like, what would be the downfall of Adam's Math Squad, right? And his subscriber, like. You know, like you could do like
cross names.
yeah, like you could do some like really interesting things here. Yeah, totally. As Crossdive takes over it.
There's a
So,
cool dude.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know. LZT, I need to talk to you about Spy Party, but the hard part is that I'm getting ready to go to the East Coast, so I'll PM you about it.
Is there some
So-
sort of like advanced Cluedo we can play or something?
Yeah.
That'd be quite amusing.
So, that's about it for me. It's 12:02 now. You guys want to say farewells, Paul and Sose?
It
Farewell.
was a different experience. I enjoyed it. Yeah. I guess. Have a good one.
Oh, all right. Thanks. And Paul?
Yeah, no, it's good. Find me in places at Leafington and like written below me on the screen, where I sometimes draw things or play games with Eric. And I used to sometimes play Pathfinder, but those things are on hiatus, so hopefully sometime soon after holidays.
Yeah. Oh man. Real quick, Tice just brought up something. The inside of a mind of a person.
Jesus.
Oh man.
What
Oh,
is
man, that's like
Inception?
some weird Inception. Everyone is John
Yeah.
shit. That's. I want to think that out when I go to bed tonight. How would
mean,
you do that?
I was.
That
I was
sounds
thinking,
amazing.
I was thinking about how the story ended in the end, as it does when it ends. And I was also thinking about Tarantino movies, and I was
Yeah.
thinking how cool would it have been if we told it from the start, where instead of we start with the ending. So
And work backwards
If
in
it were
flashbacks?
one, it would have been like, but you don't give any information.
Yeah.
Like there's a man falling through the sky, plummeting towards the
Yeah.
planet below, bustling through the cloud layer.
And it's all told through cuts and flashbacks.
How did that happen?
Yeah.
How does it get to that point?
Yeah.
And then we would have gone through the story, and we've gotten that bit with the. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I love it.
And I think it'd be quite interesting.
Yeah. You can do a lot of cool stuff with this game because you can do flashbacks. I'm not sure how you would start with the end because you don't know how it's going to end, in a way. But like, I guess you could establish something. I'm gonna tolerate that as well. Actually, yeah. No, you could totally be like, this thing gets corrupted or whatever in this way, but I mean, the hero can't. I don't know. I think if you have the right group and you're all agree that you can play it that way, I think you totally could. You could totally like twist the game a little bit to make it do that. So last but not least, so I've been your facilitator and host of Once Upon a Game. This has been episode 18 of Once Upon a Game, where we played Downfall by Carolyn Hobbs. Super, super awesome lady. If you want Downfall, you can buy it at less3games.com. It's like $10 for the PDF. I will be linking that stuff in sort of like show notes and all that kind of stuff on the VODs on the YouTubes when I get to that. Tomorrow, I think I'm going to be playing Fiasco on Virgil/Zircon5's channel, so that would be Twitch TV/Zircon5. And then be going back to Downfall again on Wednesday at 9 p.m. For episode 19 of Once Upon a Game. So thank you so much, guys. Take care. If I don't see you, once again, this has been an amazing day. Thank you again, Tice, so much for the donation. Thank you, Sose and was it Raji? I had to bring it over here. Riga, I couldn't pronounce it. Riga, thank you guys for being the 200 and 201 followers today. So I reached that. So this was an awesome stream. Thank you so much, guys. So take care. Have a good night, everybody. And yeah, LZT, we're gonna be doing Spy Party sometime when